section. We're going to design this using the Bootstrap carousel, and we're going to redesign this to fit, because the Bootstrap carousel actually looks different, the design inside of it. Okay, this is what it looks like. We're using this one, the carousel with caption. Alright, so before then we have our title, testimonial, and paragraph. So let's begin. Section dot section dot testimonial section. Okay, so first we need the title. We're going to use from what we have before. So this is like our component that we can reuse. We already styled a particular title section. We'll just repeat it. Here we can add padding top and padding bottom for the section, so we can see everything clearly. So yes, so we're going to change this to testimonial. So you're going to put a nice description for your testimonial here. Let's say we have something in our chat. No. So you're going to write something there to see what clients talk about us and so on. Just change it. If you have more text, you can put it there. Okay, we're done with the header section. This text is actually short. Well, it doesn't matter, just depends on you. Okay, so next we are going to bring in our carousel, because after the title we have the carousel. Bootstrap. We said we're using the Bootstrap with caption. We're just going to copy this. And here we go. So the first thing we want to do is, you can see there are no left and right control, but our Bootstrap card has a left and right control. You can see it now. Let's add one image so you can see. So this is where it all begins, from the Bootstrap carousel inner. Then your item begins. Then you can see the first image. So there's no image in the source. We're going to change that. I'm just doing this so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So this is where we want to edit, so the carousel item. So from here we can put a comment there to stay. Let's say design edit begins here. So it's very short. This is the carousel, the whole carousel item from here to here. So this is what we're taking out, the whole of this, just this image and the caption. So comment that out. Let's separate it. You can see another item begins here. Carousel item, carousel item. So this is we're going to be duplicating this later, but for now our design begins here. So now we need our div dot. You can use this pattern to design any kind of design inside your carousel. Div dot container, div dot row, div dot call. So from the design, here we have this larger part. We can call this 8 and we can call this 4. So let's say LG8 and LG4. So call LG for desktop view 8, duplicate, and call LG4. So we have our two columns, one for the description and one for the image. Alright, so let's say testimonial description, so you don't get confused. Testimonial image. So in our description we have lots of design inside of it. So let's see, the first thing we have is this heading and the title and the paragraph. So let's begin with that. Let's use H3. So let's see, what did chat give us? Let's use something from here. This is very short, so let's just put it as our H3. Let's ensure it's not too long for a heading. Too long. Okay. So for a paragraph, let's use some Lorem Ipsum, but this should be something that is coming from your client. Okay. Now we have this. Next we'll do this. So to have this, we need a flex div. So we're going to say, still inside our call LG8, so we're not out yet because div dot container. We don't have to put row and all that, just add your image and say then we're having another div for these two items because you see them stacking on each other, so that's a heading and paragraph as well. So we're going to be using the H6. This should be the name. Let's call it timeline. So then for the paragraph, we can say store owner. So this is the store owner you built a website for. So here we're just going to add from our design. Okay, let's work on the image first. So this is this tiny profile image here. So remember, to get a perfect circle, you need equal width and height. So we're going to give all this a class. Let's begin with our container. Let's call this testimonial container. Then for the row on our column, here we have testimonial description. Description. Then here we're going to have let's put a class in our image. So we have the small image and the large image, so we'll call the testimonial profile small. For here, we can call this the testimonial name because that's the name of the client, and testimonial title, that's a person's position in his office. Alright, so beginning with the image, we need equal width and height, so we have our width. Let's do 75px because we know it's very small. Height 75px. And okay, the border radius. You can use 100% or 50%. And then you have your perfect circle. So now we want this two to be flexed. We want this name and title to be on the right. That's why we have put them in a separate div. That's why I've put these two in a separate div. So we're going to flex this as a and this as a child item. Let's just use the Bootstrap deflex, display flex. Okay, this is it. So let's fix the testimonial name a bit. Also the title. We know our H item paragraph, they all come with a margin, a default margin at the bottom. So we just take it out. Margin bottom is 0px. The other one is testimonial title. Give it a color of gray. Okay. So we're going to use our padding to bring it down a bit from the div. So let's put it here. So we don't want to put it on either of the items. So press padding tool. Okay. Now it's done a bit. So we need a space here. We're going to do margin start. Remember MSME for left and right. Here now we have our space. So what else do we need? We need to have some space at the top, and even here we need to separate this container. Okay, a bit. Let's give it a background color. Let's look at this again. So not here. Alright, our section color has a different background from the container section. So the background we want to give it now is for our section, which is the one housing them all. So testimonial section. Let's put it up here since it comes first. Testimonial section. And see background. Select something that is off-white. Okay, so for our container we're going to give it white. Remember, design edit begins here. So this is our container. Testimonial container. We're not touching anything on the other side except the design inside the carousel. You can either use background color or background. So for white we have this. Good. So you can see why we need the padding here and also inside. On our container, where is it? So padding top 5. Oh, that should just be padding, right? Okay. padding button 5. Okay, so we have this gray space here. So let's add some spacing between here and also here. Let's just use the bootstrap. Where is our div? Okay, padding top 3. Okay, for our H3, let's just say padding bottom 2. Okay, good. So I think we're done with this. Let's now work on the image before. Okay, let's just put our border radius so we know we're done with that. So border radius, let's say 32 px, just guess. This look good. All right, so now we're done. Next is called LG4. For called LG4, we're adding our image, and here we're going to have let's give a class called testimonial image. First of all, we're going to have what we call a wrapper because of the way the image is displayed. This testimonial wrapper. So our image will be inside the wrapper. So we're going to use the wrapper to set a particular width for the testimonial wrapper, right? Let's be specific. Image wrapper. Okay, let's take this now. So remember, we give the first image class of testimonial profile small. We're going to give this testimonial profile big. Alright, so let's begin with our image of our but we'll first see what our design was. Okay, so very big. So let's set the width for our wrapper. We're going to give this a minimum height of 1 relative to our container, and every overflow should be hidden. Okay, so this is what the wrapper does for us, right? So the wrapper is where we're going to put our border radius. Now let's work on the image itself. Our image class, this node, profile big, back here, width 100%, height 100%. We want the full width. Then we've learned about the object fit before. Cover. Okay, so we can now set the position to be absolute. So that gives us the full, complete image. Then we can set the top and the bottom to 0. top and the left, sorry. So here we go. So the wrapper is actually helping us to fit in the image correctly. So I think that's all for this. So for our container, testimonial container, we have our text is italic. So let's make our text italic. And what else? We have it's right here. I think it's blue. It's all white. So our testimonial container, we have it right here before. So we're going to use this testimonial description paragraph italic. Let's put that here. Font style italic. And here we go. Notice something is not right here. You can see this pointer. There's supposed to be the indicator and the next button, just like this indicator and the next button. So I think because the background color is white and our background here is white, so it's not very visible. Let's find it. Let's look for it in our design. Okay, so we can see it here. So we're going to get rid of the previous and the next button because in our main design we don't have that here, but we have the indicator. So we're going to let only the indicator leave. So this is for the indicator. So we have the carousel indicator button, and you can see here the background color is white. So let's take the class from here. So since we're using the direct bootstrap class, we're going to have this like this. Okay. Background color, let's give it something gray. Okay, so because it's the direct bootstrap class, the bootstrap will take the. Okay, so adding, now we have this. So let's get rid of this. All we have to do is remove the, comment it out from here. We have it, the previous and the next. See, it's different from the indicator. Comment this out. Right above here we have the carousel indicator. Alright. So I think with that we're done. Okay, one more thing. This is laptop view. For the desktop view, for the main design, the big image is hidden. The profile big image is hidden. Let's say for tablet view. There you go. So the big one is hidden. So let's work on the mobile view before we duplicate. Okay. So this is good. On tablets, all we want to do is to hide the big profile, which is the testimonial big. We're going to set it to display now. Let's see if the bootstrap, okay, no. Let's do it in our CSS. Let's see. At media, max width. We should be very familiar with this right now. 768 px. And this. So we have a testimonial image. let's call it from here, because we don't want the wrapper to remain while we are doing that. So we can say testimonial image display. We have talked about display none and visibility hidden before. Display none. Okay, so let's check it out. Alright, so, and that's it. So next we're just going to duplicate the design for the others. So remember, we put a mark here to say design edit begins here. So we're going to our container. Where did this container end? It ends here. So let's copy everything. Now we are removing the image and the carousel caption. We're removing it. So remove the first one. We'll go find the second one. This is the image. This is the caption. So we remove the image and caption and put the second design. So we can change our image before proceeding. Also for the large image, profile big. Then here again, carousel item, image and carousel caption. Get rid of them. Put the new design. Change your image. Alright, and that's it. So let's go. So we do how you can style your picture carousel. Doesn't matter what was given to you originally, you can change it to whatever you want. You can put, so you can have your own custom styling inside the Bootstrap carousel, like we have done here. Alright. Alright, so this is me testing out. We can add more slides to it. So you just have to duplicate from the carousel item. You can see that's what begins all of the carousel item. So you just duplicate from the carousel item. Let's change the last image. Okay, because you might be wondering, okay, from the design, it also has 4 images. So is it just limited to 3? No, it's not. You can actually change, add more by duplicating one more. Then in your indicator, you're going to add it here. You're going to duplicate the button, so you now have 0, 1, 2. I added this one 3, and I changed the slide number to 4. So here we now have 4 slides. So you can add as many slide page as you want. You can see it's not limited to just 3. Alright, so and it takes the same styling we have given to it for our desktop view. So that's it for this section.